Have you noticed how the mind can play tricks on you? It can be kind one moment and so cruel in the next. And it's funny how both those voices claim to be you, to be your thoughts. And if that's the case, if they're both you, why is one kind and why is one cruel? Because, of course, given the choice, we would all choose the kind thoughts. We would all choose the positive, uplifting thoughts. And we would never choose the cruel and frightening thoughts that come up. But what if the thoughts are not your voice? They sound like you, they appear in your head, or they appear to appear in your head. But what if the thoughts are just passing through, just like clouds in the sky? They're appearing within your awareness. And what if they're not actually yours? They're not your voice. They're just this stream of consciousness or these energy forms that are appearing. And you aren't responsible for them. Thoughts arise spontaneously, and we know this because if I were to ask you what thought was coming next, you couldn't tell me that. You couldn't tell me what thought is going to appear next because it just appears. It arrives. It is there without you having to conjure it. And that's why when we sit to meditate, it's so difficult to clear thoughts because you're not creating them. If you were creating them, then you would be able to stop creating them. But you'll notice when you sit down to meditate, they just keep coming and coming. It's like a stream or a train that just keeps going and going. And the thoughts, even though when you sit to meditate, you don't want them, they still arrive. So the thoughts don't belong to you. They are not your voice. They are forms that appear within your awareness. And these thought forms are there spontaneously, and you don't need to believe them. You don't need to attach to them. You don't need to identify them. And suffering begins when we do identify with them, when we do attach to them, when we take them personally, when we believe they are our truth. And the key is to shift from believing the thoughts to observing them. And this can be a fun game to play when you become really curious about what the next thought is going to be. And you observe and you notice. And then when that thought appears, you think to yourself, well, what's the next one going to be? And again, you observe and you notice, and becomes very funny, almost ridiculous when you realize the utter inconsistency of the thoughts. The thoughts will jump from one thing to the next. They will take you into the past. They will take you into the a potential future that is believed to be true. They will take you into judgment, into worry, into suffering. And they are never consistent. They arrive and they leave without you having to summons them. They are always willing to be there. The thoughts just keep coming and coming. So play this game. Allow yourself to observe. Allow yourself to become curious about the thoughts. Think of them as visitors in the mind. Think of thoughts as something that visits you, not who you are, and certainly not your own thoughts. Don't think of them as you. Think of them as a visitor that comes and goes. They are not who you are. And do not take them personally. Do not believe them. Allow yourself to be aware of them, but be in that awareness, be in that state of peace and clarity where you can observe without falling into the trap of believing that the thoughts are yours, believing and identifying with the thoughts. When fear comes up and tells you that there's something to fear, again, it's a visitor, it's not you. When judgment comes up and tells you that there's something to judge, again, it's a visitor, it is not you. When anxiety comes up and tells you that there's something to be worried about, again, it's a visitor, it is not you. And the same is true for positive thoughts. And you can welcome all the thoughts, but just knowing in the background that none of them are your truth. You can allow yourself to observe them and you can welcome the positive thoughts if you want, but knowing that they are all just arriving like visitors and they are never the truth of who you are. The truth is, you are the awareness that observes the thought, that's aware of the thought. You are the awareness that is free always, despite the thoughts, despite what thoughts come and go. You are always free, you are always clear, and the thoughts will come and go, and the stream will keep flowing. But you, as the awareness of it all, remains untouched and untainted by the thoughts.